As the buses arrive, it's not current Marquette students stepping off, but future. Last Wednesday, 8th graders from Crestview Middle School came to Marquette for a transition day. Senior Susie Saxon is a Crestview alum who led groups of students around the school.
It's definitely a really fun experience, and it was just really enjoyable because I was able to share insight with the next class of freshmen coming to Marquette, as well as kind of like give them some tips and tricks of how to best navigate Marquette and just have a really good freshman year. I think definitely like on a connection level, having a Crestview alumni, if you will, be the one like leading the tours is something that's really great with connecting with the middle schoolers. It's kind of different entirely to have a student that's been there, done that, kind of lead the tours, because I think we know some like useful tips of advice and like things to avoid as students.
Avoiding anxieties was one of Principal Dr. Dan Ramsey's intentions for this event.
My big thing for them is just to alleviate anxiety. I think that if we can take care of some of their anxiety, it gives them an opportunity to focus on coming in and being successful.
8th grader Claire Montgomery said that the freedom of high school would help her to be more successful.
Probably like phones and like listening to music and stuff and having more freedom. You just don't really get to choose what to do, and they say that they're giving you freedom, but they really don't.
And what was her favorite part of the visit?
Probably how good my guides were.
Although the 8th graders left after a few hours, they'll be here to stay very soon. Students from Selvage Middle School will attend a similar event the week after spring break.
With spring sports beginning this week, Climbing Club's first competition is this Friday. Despite only beginning to climb this year, freshman Addie Scanlon is one of the club's most advanced members. Scanlon has competed in the intermediate and advanced divisions during the fall bouldering season.
It was really surprising. There is not a lot of girls climbing, so they recommended me starting at intermediate, and I actually took first place for intermediate in the first bouldering competition. So I continued with that. I was the only girl in advanced, so I took first place by default, but they said that I was climbing the right routes for it. So we're hoping to get more girls to join so that there's a little bit more competition. I hope that I can do the best that I can do, and hopefully, obviously the goal is to take, the highest place you can take. But I'm going in open-minded since it'll be my first time, and I just hope that I can push myself and perform as well as I can.
Scanlon helped freshman Margot Vogel during her first time climbing.
So everyone here pretty much that's been on the team kind of knows what they're doing, and a lot of us here that don't, we're not really doing very well, but they're kind of teaching us that it doesn't really matter what experience level you have or how good you are now, because it's like a teaching kind of experience, not just how good you are. It's been very encouraging. It definitely makes me want to join because it's like the accomplishment of when you can actually finish a course.
Club sponsor Shawn McAteer said she thinks Scanlon and the rest of the team will do well during rope season.
I'm excited to see what Addie can do, and she's been climbing for a little over a year, but she is very talented and she's put some time and effort into it. So she had said that she thought she was going to climb beginner, but she should probably be climbing a higher division, so we'll see how she does.
When it comes to chess at Marquette, few are more knowledgeable than sophomore Sushen Kolakaleti, one of the leading members of Chess Club. His history with chess mostly started in middle school, but hit a milestone last year when he became the Missouri K-12 chess state champion. Kolakaleti talked about his favorite part of the game.
Well, most people think, chess is boring. It's, you have to sit for long periods of time, but I actually enjoy that. I would say the best thing that I enjoy about chess is when you make a move and then you let your opponent go into a long think and he suddenly finds that he's stumped, he's done.
Social studies teacher Joshua Hyde is the sponsor of Chess Club and has been very impressed by Sushen's role on the club.
He's a really good chess player. He definitely can teach strategy a lot of times. Instead of just playing matches, he likes to set the board in a way where so many moves have already been made, and then it's kind of like you test the player. What do you think would be the best strategy to overcome this board?
Freshman Dhanush Kandukuri is new to Chess Club, but has known Sushen for many years and has learned several strategies from him.
Yeah, he taught me some moves. He showed me an opening, which was I played it all the time, and crushed people with it. So he taught me that.
Despite last year's success, Sushen is uncertain about the upcoming championship this March, but is remaining optimistic.
This year I'll be having to go and play the senior level high school championship, and there's a lot of strong players, so yeah, I mean, whoever on that day performs will probably win. I can't say for sure that I'll repeat, but you know, hopefully I do.
A geometry class that combines homework with hard hats. Geometry and Construction is a four-year class that offers students a practical application of math skills. Completion of the course gives students a geometry and CTE credit. Sophomore Zach Ernstrom explains the class.
This class is the combination of two different classes. It takes the geometry portion and mixes it with construction, so we have a hands-on learning experience. Currently, we're building our tool shed. Back there, we have our pod that we can't keep for long, and so we just need a place to store tools. I was just happy to build actual structures like our sheds and get up high.
Sophomore Trinity Flaton took the class because of her interest in a future career.
It was something new, and it kind of had to do with what I wanted to do career-wise. I personally think it's a lot of fun because you get to make friendships and relationships with the teachers that you probably wouldn't be able to make before. Personally, since I am more of a hands-on person, I think it's very useful to be able to show everything out with wood and then actually being able to do it. I think it's easier to be able to learn it and then apply that knowledge to the outside world.
Construction teacher Zach Avila expanded the application aspect of the class.
We have different building projects that we're actually building ourselves. We do take a lot of geometry concepts and apply them to building, to real life, to architecture, to construction, and because of that, kids are really engaged. They're really interested. It's a class like no other that we've had here at Marquette. We have a small group this year because this is our first year, and getting started, we just have a couple of small projects, and we're planning on next year hopefully getting some larger projects such as tiny homes that they're building, and hopefully with a larger group next year we'll be able to do that. In this way, maybe when they get older they won't be intimidated by swinging a hammer, but at the same time they learn something here. They learn some math. They learn that math does not have to be just a bunch of numbers that have no meaning. The kids, they get it. They get more of the math because it has an application. It's not just abstract.